Hey guys, this is Community Starcraft 2 and I'm your host Sidewinder, back with another tutorial, or at least kind of explaining concepts that pros do so that you guys can at least try to mimic them. I don't think you'll be able to replicate this because this Terran player is, from what I understand, Marine King Prime, and this Zerg player is OGS-J, who I've actually learned is OGS Lovesick recently. So this was a little bit older game, but this video is going to be about Marine splitting against Banelings. So what you can see from Marine King is he's running a ton of Marines. You can see it goes down to 2 pages, so that's what, 28 Marines and a bunch of Marauders to soak up some damage. This is the old school Marine King style that he used to run all the time, and actually sometimes still will. He'll just use tons of Marines. He doesn't care about Banelings because he's able to split his Marines. And what we mean by that is that if a Baneling were to hit these Marines, say right here, it would kill basically all these Marines right there. But if you split them up so that they're separated more like, say, these Marines, if it hits this Marine, it's only going to kill this one and maybe this one if it's in range. And we're going to show you some of the craziest Marine splitting you'll ever see, because that's what Marine King is famous for. He really is the front runner in terms of making that strategy known and popularized. So we're just going to go ahead and watch this on normal speed as Marine King is pressing in here. You can see all the Banelings that Lovesick is going to have by the time this hits. There's just tons of Banelings there, and I'm actually going to want to slow this down so that you can see the kind of Marine splitting he's going to do. He's going to first off retreat his Marines kind of to the back, and let's say these weren't Marauders. Let's say he had tanks back here. What you're ideally going to want to do is stim your Marines, run them back, let the tanks do a majority of the damage, and then worry about starting to split them up as the Banelings catch up, because speed Banelings on creep are going to be faster than your Marines can move, even when they're stimmed. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this on normal speed once again. Look at Marine King already preemptively splitting his Marines up, so that if Banelings were to come, he's going to try to make it so that if you can get one Baneling to detonate on only one Marine, you're really winning that cost battle. So I'm going to go ahead and watch Lovesick press up here with his Banelings and watch Marine King's insane Marine splitting. This is stuff that you will almost never see. Just preemptively splitting his Marines. They do kind of group up a little bit. Look at him separate all these Marines. He's separating them as much as he possibly can. Look at those little tiny groups that he has out there. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2 here, 4, 3, and he continues to split them up as time goes on. You can see splitting more and more and more. He still has Marines on the field, and all of a sudden Lovesick has no Banelings at all. So if that didn't seem insane enough, notice that I have this on normal speed. I'm going to go ahead and go back just a little bit to show you guys that in real time. And if you know how difficult it is to split your Marines, you will appreciate the kind of speed that Marine King is able to do this with. So we're going to go ahead and go to faster, which is the normal speed for Starcraft. It's kind of weird. But watch this Marine splitting we are going to see here. You're going to see the Banelings kind of roll in. Watch these Marines already separate before they start, so go ahead and separate them out just a little bit, as much as he possibly can. He knows Banelings are coming, but here they come. Watch his control as soon as these Banelings come up there. The Marines, you can see, are already ready. Here we go. Watch them spread. I mean, if you didn't notice how much motion was there, you could see him selecting tiny little groups and just sending them on attack paths just a few steps away from where they actually are. It's very subtle. It's super, super micro-intensive. But if you can even emulate this just a little bit to prevent Banelings from blowing up groups of like 8 and 10 Marines with one Baneling, you're going to do a whole lot better if you can split them up to make the Banelings kill, 2, 3 Marines per detonation. So again, I want to watch that one more time without me talking over it so you can really see how impressive that is. And I always skipped a little too far back, so we'll just fast forward just a little bit. Just pay attention to how much motion there is on his Marines once these Banelings come up here. And that is just sick micro out of Marine King. Here come the Banelings. And just for count's sake, you can see that Banelings, there are 19 Banelings here versus how many Marines did we decide? 29. So if it was just a pack of Marines versus this many Banelings, all these Marines would be dead, no question, with still some Banelings left over. So just watch how much motion is on these Marines once the Banelings press up here. Yeah, that is absolutely insane. You're not going to see better Marine splitting than from Marine King. And again, if you guys can do this in your own games, it'll really help out against Banelings, considering obviously you Terran players will know that Banelings really suck to have to fight. if you're running a lot of Marines. I don't think there's very much left in this game. I think Marine King just walks in there and kills him after this. But yeah, cool Marine splitting there. If you guys can emulate that, of course, like I've said a million times, it'll help out a ton. And I couldn't find really any good examples with tanks because this was back when Marine King used to run his bio army against Zerg, which is really hard to do. So mostly it's just going to be with tanks. Just stim your Marines back. Try to separate them into groups of about 2 or 3 if you possibly can, just by selecting them and telling them to move somewhere, or selecting them and telling them to patrol or attack somewhere. It's actually better if you just select attack, so that when they run away, as soon as a baneling comes close enough within their range, they'll turn around and shoot at it, because you still want to be dealing damage to it. So very cool stuff there out of Marine King. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be back for more probably in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys later.